Yeah, I'm Chloe. I've been working at Hayward Wright for nearly 9 years now. I'm going to speak to you today a little bit about the common issues that we see in small and medium businesses, how using the right software can help alleviate those issues, and how we at Hayward Wright can potentially help you. So firstly, we know that time is a valuable resource that can be limited. So how can we use time more efficiently? How can we streamline processes and keep costs down, freeing up some valuable time? Most business owners want to focus on their products or services and the things that they're good at, growing the business rather than the administrative side of things. And we always want to improve that work-life balance as much as possible. One of the biggest time savers to take advantage of is the automation that some of these apps provide. Now, although we do work with quite a few different apps, our preferred is Xero, so you might hear me talk about them a little more. Most accounting packages now provide live bank feeds, with most updating daily. The live feed essentially gives read-only access to bank transactions, which are pulled through into your accounting software, ready to be reconciled. Once you have the live feed set up and have started to enter your sales and purchases, the software will automatically match bank transactions to the corresponding invoices based on amount, reference, and contact. So all you need to do is check it's the correct invoice and hit OK. You can also set up bank rules. So if you have transactions that don't have an invoice, for example, bank fees or loan repayments, it will fill the details out for you, so you don't have to spend the time typing the information out. For those transactions that occur regularly, Xero will actually recognise how they've been treated in the past and start to auto-fill the information out for you, so you don't even need to go through the process of setting up the bank rules. On the invoice processing side, there are software add-ons like Dex Prepare that use data extraction to obtain all of the information from purchase or sales invoices and upload these into your accounting software along with a copy of the invoice. Dex will pick out the supplier or customer name, net and VAT amounts, dates and references, and you can set up default nominal codes for each supplier and customer, meaning that all you need to do is snap a picture of the invoice, check it within Dex, and then you can throw it away and it will automatically be entered to your accounting software. A couple of other features within Dex are Auto Publish and Dex Fetch. Auto Publish is a feature that you can switch on for specific accounts, which will publish the invoices straight to your accounting software without having to go into Dex and publish them manually. This works really well for those suppliers that only use one nominal code, so things like your utilities, telephone, maybe cost of sales, depending on what industry you're in. Dex Fetch will automatically collect purchase invoices for you from a long list of suppliers rather than you having to go and find them and upload them. I think the list of suppliers is over 1,000, so there's a lot there. By using these features, you can completely automate what used to be a very time-consuming activity. For example, if you use BT as your telephone supplier, Dex Fetch will retrieve the invoices for you. We can turn on Auto Publish, so we don't even need to check them in Dex, and it will automatically be entered into your accounting software, and you haven't even had to click a button. Within Xero, you can also set up repeating invoices. This feature will raise sales invoices for you each month for those customers that are on fixed agreements or retainers, and email them directly to the customer with a personalised message. More recently, we have started working with an app called Modular, which is a payment service that can link to payroll software and pay each member of staff and HMRC without you having to go through the lengthy process of setting up the payment and uploading bank files. All you need to do is transfer the total amount to Modular and the rest will be dealt with by them. This works really well for those clients in industries like hospitality or construction that have really big payrolls that would usually spend hours going through the payment process. Xero also has Xero Pay, which uses Wise, formerly TransferWise. You can pay multiple bills in a bulk payment without the need for payment files. This simplifies payments and saves time, as you don't need to pay each bill separately and export a payment file. Automation can increase efficiencies massively and streamline processes, freeing up that valuable time. It still sometimes shocks me how much duplication there is within some businesses. All of the points I've mentioned can help to drastically reduce time and therefore cost, but there are direct savings to be made too. So we've been working with an app called Reducer that will link directly to Xero and QuickBooks. It will analyse utility bills and compare the costs against hundreds of other suppliers to see if any annual savings can be made. They will then produce a personalised report for you, showing you the savings and suppliers. And if you're happy with one of the quotes, there's a take deal button that will start the transition for you straight away. And the best thing about Reducer is it's free of charge. So next we have a problem that comes up time and time again for businesses, which is cash flow management. This is always a worry for business owners, having the confidence that we'll have the cash available to pay our staff, suppliers and HMRC, and knowing whether we have the funds available to make investments into new assets or possible expansions. By using the right software, we have that real-time information of our cash position, including data on debtors and creditors, so we always have a clear idea of what we're owed and what is due to be paid. Further analysis within Xero can show accounts receivable days, so you can easily identify those customers that take longer to pay. Another feature to take advantage of is the automation of credit control. Most accounting packages will send reminders to customers if they haven't paid, but more recently, we've been working with an app called Chaser. So Chaser is an automated accounts receivable function that can link directly to your accounting software and will chase debts in for you with a personalised invoice reminder using email and SMS. You can tailor reminders and chasers to specific customers and choose the time of day so that the reminders are sent out. Chaser sees customers paying at least 16 days sooner on average, and also offers a debt collection service, which can all easily be dealt with within the app. There is also a pay now button within the email reminders, making it easier for customers to make payment and get that cash in. We've actually been using this internally at Hayward Wright for some time now, and we've seen a real improvement with our debtors position. There's also a few forecasting apps that integrate with Xero and QuickBooks, which will analyse historic data and can produce cash flow forecasts. So by having better visibility and processes, cash flow can dramatically be improved. And with the different reporting options, we can clearly see when we might encounter difficulties in the future. So without having the right software in place, it can be really hard to have a good idea of the financial position and performance of your company. Sometimes we might be waiting until the year end has passed to get some figures together and realise we may not have performed as well as expected. And it also means that we're working on outdated information, which can have a big impact on future plans. This can also mean we're making uninformed decisions, for example, pushing more investment into a loss-making store or product, or taking on a new member of staff that we might not be able to afford. Using packages like Xero will allow you to have that real-time information so that you can make informed decisions that are best for the business and also assist in raising finance. We regularly ask to assist in producing financials for businesses looking to obtain loans or asset finance, which is now made much easier having that up-to-date and timely data. Within Xero, you can also set up tracking categories and assign income and costs to those specific categories. You can run detailed reports to analyse each category or department to give a clear idea of performance. For example, if you have a restaurant business that has different stores, you can run a profit and loss for each of those individually to identify the best and worst performers. There is a vast number of different reports that are also customizable, giving you the option of flexible reporting. And there's a number of other apps that can also be linked to Xero, giving even more reporting options, including producing nice graphs and charts and forecasts. So we can also have issues with inaccurate numbers due to human error and data input. More commonly, this is seen when we're using traditional or dated types of bookkeeping like spreadsheets. With the use of automation and extraction, there's less room for human error, meaning we have more accurate and reliable information. Xero will also display a warning if you try to add an invoice that's already on the system, which then reduces the possibility of duplication. The quality of the data that you get out is only as good as what you put in, so the accuracy is really important. VAT and CIS returns can also be submitted to HMRC directly from the accounting software, saving you the time of having to log into your government gateway, manually type the figures in, and you can have the confidence that no transposition errors have been made. So Dext also has a feature called Precision to be used by accountants. Precision will analyse the data within your accounting software and give it a health score. It can pick up duplicate entries and inconsistent coding so that we can advise you of any potential errors. And lastly, we have keeping up with the most recent regulations and compliance, which can be a bit of a headache. One of the big changes that we're going through at the moment is making tax digital, which is a requirement to keep all records electronically and report them to HMRC digitally. This has already been in place for VAT for a while now, but as of the 1st of April is now compulsory for all VAT registered businesses, even if you're under the VAT threshold. The next tax to be affected by this is income tax, which applies to all self-employed individuals and landlords with income over £10,000. This was supposed to come into effect next year, but has now been pushed back until 2024. As I mentioned previously, you can submit VAT returns directly to HMRC from Xero, QuickBooks, and most other accounts packages. And most are currently working on making tax digital for income tax solutions. And I know that Xero's beta program is currently live so that we can be ready well ahead of the deadline. With making tax digital for landlords approaching, we are now working closely with the app called Hammock. This is an app that is made by landlords for landlords and is specifically designed to manage rental properties and handle the financial reporting. You can register your properties, assign tenants, connect to bank accounts that use live feeds, as I mentioned earlier, and make use of the automated bookkeeping. You can add different portfolios of properties, for example, if you own some personally and others through a limited company, and you can enter the share how much you own in a property if it's jointly owned with other individuals. When assigning tenants, you can enter how much their rent is and when they're due to pay, so it will keep track of any arrears and notify you of the late payment. Hammock's bookkeeping matches transactions with the SA 105 categories on tax returns, creating a full property tax statement, and you'll eventually be able to submit these figures directly to HMRC, making it compliant with making tax digital. And for Hayward Wright clients, we can actually provide Hammock free of charge. On the screen now, you will see a few of the apps that we work closely with, but there are hundreds of other apps that can link directly to Xero or other accounts packages, creating a personalized industry-specific app stack for your business, which can manage things like stock, rotas, timesheets, expenses, and much more. All of these apps are cloud-based, so you can access your data wherever you are. You can produce quotes and invoices on the go, make payments, process receipts, and work with others remotely. And it's also helping us work towards a paperless environment. If you are thinking of switching software providers or think you might be able to streamline your processes further, I just wanted to mention a few ways that we may be able to help you at Hayward Wright. Hayward Wright is a platinum partner with Xero, and we've been working with them and other apps for over 12 years. We can look at your business and recommend a personalized app stack to tailor your specific needs. And at Hayward Wright, we have industry champions, so we can tell you exactly which apps will be best suited to your business. We provide a few different Xero setup packages, which can include setting up all of the relevant bank feeds, linking your chosen apps, importing data and balances from your previous accounting software so that you're all ready to go. Once you're set up, we offer standard and bespoke training and support packages for all of the different apps remotely and on site. And all of our production staff are Xero certified so that there's always someone around to support you with any queries. We also have a range of free video tutorials dealing with common queries that we're always adding to on our YouTube.